While the first half of the movie is everything I want from a Superman film, the second half is complete incoherent garbage.
Hey Ben, your toilet is clogged. I just thought I should let you know that.
What? Wait, Maya, what are you even doing here?
Huh?
What are you doing in my... Nathan! Nathan!
Yeah.
What is Maya doing here?
I don't know.
Well, can you get him out? I'm trying to film.
Sure. Mayank, go upstairs with all the others. Fine.
All the others?
Yeah. Didn't you notice?
Notice what? Nathan? Why are there a bunch of people living in my house?
While we were in that bar drinking apple juice for about 2 months, everyone decided just to live here.
What? You let them live here?
Well, I made them pay rent, obviously.
Oh, nice. Can I have some?
No, it's my money.
And it's my house.
Well, how's it been for the past 2 months? It's been mine.
Fine, just get them out of my house.
Okay. Alright everyone, let's go. Get out. You heard me, Mayan. Get out. Let's go.
Thank you. Now can you just make sure that no one else interrupts my review, okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. So basically, Zod shows up and is like, "Yo, humans, give us Kal-El or I'm gonna mess you up." And the scene where Zod shows up and all of the TVs and phones is actually well done. It's just that with Zod's arrival comes a very lame, generic, boring, lifeless action movie. Besides the Smallville fight, that seemed pretty cool. But yeah, the scene with Zod's message to Earth feels like it's straight out of a horror film, and I love it. Then Clark goes to a church and talks to a priest about if he should turn himself in.
I'm the one they're looking for.
Ew, dude, that's like the grossest gulp I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, the priest basically tells him he should take a leap of faith or something. So Clark decides to turn himself in. Also, have I mentioned the Jesus symbolism in this film? Because there's a lot of it. We get it, Zach. Superman is like Jesus. You don't need to shove it down our throats. What's up with the saturation in this movie? Like the lack of it. It's not extremely noticeable in most scenes, but here it's just so colorless. Everything looks grayish and greenish and for no reason at all. It's not a huge problem here since it kind of fits the tone of the movie, but the problem is all DC movies have the same bland color palette, and in a certain film we'll be talking about later, it doesn't fit like at all.
We have legitimate security concerns. Now you've revealed your identity in Miss Lane over there. Why won't you do the same with us?
Let's put our cards on the table here, General.
Okay, yeah, that's a really cool moment. If I was CinemaSins, I'd deduct a sin just because of that. Then again, if I was CinemaSins, I would have more subscribers and I would actually be a good content creator. The Zod ship comes down and they're like, "Alright, Cal, come with us. And Lois, you have to come too," for some reason. But they never give a reason of why they want her there. She's just there. Clark isn't used to the Kryptonian atmosphere on Zod's ship, so he starts coughing and bleeding out of his mouth. Zod goes into his mind or something and reveals his master plan. Basically, when Krypton blew up, they were released from the Phantom Zone and found that Superman was on Earth. So Zod is going to use his atmosphere machine to make Earth's atmosphere just like Krypton's, which would kill every living thing on the planet, and he's going to need the codex that Jor-El stole to create more Kryptonians. And he wants Cal to help him create this new Krypton by giving him the codex and helping him reshape Earth's atmosphere. But the big problem here is that Zod is the worst convincer on planet Earth. Well, I guess on Krypton. But Krypton's dead, so so he's just a bad convincer. He knows Cal cares about humans. I mean, Cal grew up here and was raised by them. They're as much Cal's people as Kryptonians are Zod's. So why in the world, or other worlds, or... Alright, these world phrases are really not working here. Why would Zod show that all humans would be brutally murdered in the most horrific way to try and convince Cal to help him? Like, after the atmosphere thing goes off, there's just human skulls everywhere. If Zod was trying to convince Cal to help, why wouldn't he show him a vision of new Krypton? Zod could have shown him a new civilization with skyscrapers, Kryptonian technology, and Kryptonians all living once again. But no, let's convince him by burying him in his loved one's bones. That'll get him on our side. Like, Zach, I get it. This is a cool shot and makes a great visual for the trailer, but it makes no sense at all in the context of the film. So Cal wakes up from Zod's vision and is pretty much adapted to the atmosphere at this point. And Lois Lane is still here for no reason.
Where did you come from?
Thanks to you, I'm uploading into the ship's mainframe.
Oh, okay. She's here to further the plot by activating Jor-El's hologram on the ship. Okay. That's cool, I guess. Zod sends some ships down to go to Smallville to try and find the Codex, while Lois and Jor-El run around shooting people. When did Lois become a crack shot with a laser gun?
I'm a crack shot at this.
But before Lois can make her getaway, this girl, what's her name? Fedora? Yeah, that's right, Fedora. Yeah, that's her name. Fedora smashes a hole in the escape pod, so now, oh no, Lois needs to be saved or she's gonna die! Who can possibly save her? Oh yeah, I guess he can. But Jor-El basically explains that they gave him the Codex so he could one day be the bridge between two peoples, which is all fine and dandy, but now because you gave him the Codex, you've got a bunch of Kryptonian assholes trying to kill all humans. So much for peace, dude. Obviously, he saves Lois, and they slowly float down to safety. But Zod's being a jerk and choking Martha Kent, asking for the Codex, but she has no idea what he's even talking about. Fedora looks in the ship Cal was sent in, but the Codex isn't there. So Zod throws a car into Martha's house. That's not nice. But Superman, being Superman, hears all this and blasts off yet again to save the day by destroying buildings. Okay, this is big and controversial, since Superman probably costs more property damage in this movie than the budget of every DC and Marvel movie combined, but I don't really have a problem with it. Like, this is Superman's first time in a big superhero bash, and he's facing an equally powerful opponent, so of course there's going to be destruction. The problem isn't that Superman is causing destruction, the problem is that the destruction, especially in the final fight scene between Superman and Zod, is boring. But for now, let us all collectively fanboy and fangirl over the Smallville battle. The way they do Fedora's super speed is really cool, and each punch is hard-hitting, and it feels like every hit in this fight matters. The military gets involved, but they don't really do much except cause more property damage, and for some reason this general dude thinks he can actually beat Fedora with a knife. Yeah, good luck with that, man. Luckily for him, Superman beats Fedora before they can even fight. By the end of the battle, Fedora and Muscle Dude retreat, and the military realizes that Superman is really on their side.
This man is not our enemy.
However, throughout this fight, there's a big glaring problem. Product placement. I started to mention this earlier, but this fight has the worst examples of product placement. Not just in this movie, but in like any movie I've ever seen. Just look at this crap!
Contractor, no. I will not bow to any sponsor. Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but for me, the beast doesn't include selling out.
Look, you can stay here in the big leagues and play by the rules, or you can go back to the farm club in Aurora. It's your choice.
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation. I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Here, take 2 of these.
Ah, new print. Little, yellow, different.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Do you know how distracting it is when an awesome fight scene is taking place, but while it's happening, a giant Sears logo flashes in front of you? Oh no, look out, Superman! Fedora is going to destroy the IHOP! Oh no, Muscle Man's throwing the U-Haul truck at the military! Oh my god, the 7-Eleven's destroyed! Why, God, why? Like the last shot of the scene is another product placement. I'm not over-exaggerating at all when I say that this is the worst product placement I've ever seen. So Zod finds out that Jor-El put the codex in Cal's blood, and to extract it from him, he doesn't need to be alive. After that, they put the atmosphere things on Earth and activate them, and this scene of the machines crushing everything around them is actually quite terrifying. So the military realizes they're changing the Earth's atmosphere, and they decide to call up Superman.
I'm on with the control tower. Colonel Hardy's on his way in, and he's got Superman in tow.
Superman?
The alien, sir. That's what they're calling him, Superman.
So Superman creates the plan to shoot the ship he arrived in into the Phantom Drive on board Zod's ship, which will activate the Phantom Zone and suck Zod's ship back into it. I don't know how Superman figured all this out, but hey, whatever works, dude. Lois goes with the military to throw the pod into the ship in Metropolis, while Superman goes to destroy the one in India. However, since the atmosphere is turning into Kryptons, when Superman gets close to it, he gets weaker. Also, there's giant tentacles attacking him. Don't ask, because I have no idea why. Meanwhile, all of the military ships are flying everywhere and blowing up because of the atmosphere being thrown all around. And all the Metropolis people are running around dodging destruction. Zod activates the ship that Superman's been hanging out in and deactivates Jor-El, then flies over to Metropolis in it. Also, Superman is still fighting those tentacles. Some lady from the Daily Planet gets trapped under some debris, so Perry White tries to save her, but the destruction is getting closer and closer to them. Even though all the action leading up to this is complete nonsense, this moment right here always gives me goosebumps. Superman beats the tentacles, so then it's just him trying to gain the power to destroy the machine. He's not dodging anything, he's not punching, he's not crashing through buildings. It's not a fist fight, it's a fight of motivation and determination. And while he's trying to gain the power to finish the job, Perry White decides to stay with his co-workers, attempting to save her while death is rapidly approaching. It's the combination of the music and the visuals and the facial expressions the actors give. You can see Perry and his co-worker realize they're going to die, and you can see the moment Superman gains his motivation to fly up and destroy the machine. This moment right here, this is Superman. This should have been the end of the final fight, besides a final, but shorter, confrontation with Zod. However, once this epic moment ends, the fight continues. Superman regains his power from the sun, while Lois struggles to put the thing into the thing. I would bother using the correct terms for each alien technology, but there's so many that I've completely lost track. Also, is Lois an idiot? The reason the thing won't go into the thing is because it's crooked. Did it really take a scientist to figure that out? My god, it's crooked! Eureka! Superman flies into the ship Zod stole, and this is actually a really cool scene.
Stop! If you destroy this ship, you destroy Krypton! Krypton had its chance!
The ship crashes, and again, you feel like the fight should be over. But then Fedora jumps on the plane Lois is on and starts killing everyone. But the general sacrifices himself to kill Fedora and the rest of the Kryptonians and the atmosphere machine thing. And they all get sucked into the Phantom Zone. Superman saves Lois once again, and they kiss.
You know, they say it's all downhill after the first kiss.
Man, these zingers sure are a laugh and a half. Again, the fight's over, right? But no. No, it's not, because Zod's still alive, so you'd think, oh, okay, maybe a short fist fight, and that's it, right? But Still, no. We go all over the city, through buildings, over buildings, up and down buildings, in the sky, on the ground, into space. Oh look, a Bruce Wayne satellite. Oh, they destroy that too. And finally into a museum. While the fight, from when Zod first punches Superman to when they land in the museum, is only a little under 5 minutes long, it feels so much longer, just because we've already been watching like 20 minutes of non-stop destruction with no breaks, and eventually it just gets boring and excessive, and that's exactly what this fight is. Boring and excessive. Yes, I do want a final confrontation between Superman and Zod, but this is too much action. Either they should have taken out the tentacles or shortened the Zod and Superman fight, or taken out the tentacles. Just take out the tentacles. Why are they there? Sorry, I really hate that scene. The tentacles are... It's stupid. But once Zod and Superman crash into the museum, we get the big controversial scene. This split the internet apart, and people still argue about it today. Basically, if you don't know, Zod threatens to kill an innocent family with his heat vision, and Superman realizes there is no stopping Zod. Zod lost everything the moment all of the Kryptonians were sucked back into the Phantom Drive, and when this happened, everything went out the window for Zod. His motivation turned from doing what's best for his people to killing every one of Superman's people out of pure revenge.
I exist only to protect Krypton. That is the sole purpose for which I was born. And every action I take, no matter how violent or how cruel, is for the greater good of my people. And now, I have no people.
The reason the fight between Superman and Zod goes on for so long, and the reason Superman allows Zod to destroy so much, is because Superman is trying to find a way to stop Zod without killing him. You have to remember, Zod is now the last of the Kryptonians besides Superman, so if he kills Zod, he will officially be all alone. Add that to the fact that Superman has never really been quite keen on murdering his enemies, and I guess you have a reason as to why this fight goes on for so long. So, I kinda take back my criticism on cutting this fight, because I do understand why it happens. It just could have been done in a more interesting way. Anyway, at this moment, after trying to find a non-lethal way to stop Zod, Superman realizes he needs to choose between his own species or humans. And well... he chooses humans. Now, the fact that Superman killed Zod made people go, this isn't Superman. Superman doesn't kill. But first of all, Superman has never had a rule that he doesn't kill. That's Batman. And second of all, it's not like Superman just got up and smiled and winked into the camera after snapping Zod's neck. He literally screamed in agony because of what he did. Then these same people who complain about Superman killing also complain about how he destroyed a bunch of buildings. But I guess they don't realize that if Superman didn't kill Zod right there, they would just go and keep destroying more buildings. This is where I feel like people are just complaining for the sake of complaining. Yes, this whole final fight scene is drawn out and excessive, but in no way is it un-Superman or disgraceful to the character. This is Superman's origin story. He's not going to be the best Superman he can be right away, and he's put into probably the most stressful situation anyone could ever be put in. He's gonna have to do some things he might not want to do for the greater good. But the thing is, even though the whole world is in danger, and besides a few moments, there's absolutely no tension at all. This isn't a problem with just Man of Steel, however. It's a problem with Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad as well. And in fact, almost every Marvel movie. And every X-Men movie. And you know what? Basically every superhero movie has this problem. Superhero movies almost always end with the world facing an extinction level event. And the reason behind that is, oh, the bigger the stakes, the greater the action and drama. But here's the thing, that's completely wrong. We all know the world isn't going to end. We all know that there's going to be a sequel, so obviously we know the hero isn't going to die. Yes, the stakes may be huge because the world is in danger of ending, but there's no tension because we all know it isn't going to. Let's compare Man of Steel and, well, almost every superhero movie finale to what's considered the best superhero film of all time, and one of the best films of all time, The Dark Knight. Why did this movie work so well? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but one is the climax of the movie. Joker didn't threaten to destroy the world, he didn't even threaten to destroy the city. What he did was threaten Batman's and the city's morality. If for some reason you haven't seen The Dark Knight, at the end of the film, Joker sets up 2 bombs on 2 different ships. One carrying everyday citizens of Gotham, and the other transferring Blackgate prison inmates. He puts the detonator to the other ship's bomb on each ship, and tells them that if one of the ships doesn't blow up the other, then he'll blow them both up. Joker's trying to prove a point to not only Batman, but to Gotham, that deep down underneath, everyone's as ugly as he is, and when faced with death, morals and ethics go out the window. He's not threatening the world, he's threatening a few hundred people in Batman's morality. See, by lowering the stakes, they've actually raised the tension. Joker's been winning throughout the whole movie. He blew up a hospital, he killed Rachel, he broke out of jail, he burned half of Harvey Dent's face. For once in a superhero movie, we don't know if Batman is going to win. In fact, it's very likely that Joker is going to win. Yes, both ships decide not to blow up the other, and Batman beats Joker so he can't blow up the ships himself. But even here, Joker still wins in the end. He turns Harvey Dent, the man who was a symbol of hope for everyone in Gotham, into Two-Face, a psychotic, revenge-filled killer. When Batman sees that Joker is right, everyone is as ugly as he is, Batman quits, and the Joker wins. I'm not saying that every superhero movie should end with the villain winning, obviously. I'm saying that every superhero movie shouldn't end with an apocalyptic event. There's better ways to have high tension than to have the stakes as high as they can possibly go. Even Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises made this mistake. Like, of course the whole city isn't going to be filled with Scarecrow's toxin, and of course the whole city isn't going to be nuked. Again, there's no tension even though the whole city is threatened. Another good example of doing a superhero climax right is in Civil War. The world isn't threatened, it's just the life of Bucky that is, and the dramatic clash between Iron Man and Captain America. In Man of Steel, nobody cares about the huge epic destruction and fight scene, because everyone knows the world isn't going to end. That's the problem with the second half of Man of Steel. It's all action with no tension. And in the end, that's what really kills the movie. No, I'm not saying that it's a bad movie, because it's not at all. In fact, I really do enjoy it, even though I was severely disappointed by it when I first saw it. It's just that over-the-top, explosion-heavy second half that takes away from the movie. And since that's the last thing you see, that's what you remember the most. Not the amazing and beautiful first half, but the non-stop destruction and impactless fistfights.
Are you effing stupid?
What is this guy, effing 10 years old? You guys know you can use one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie, right?
What are you smiling about, Captain?
Nothing, sir. I just think he's kind of hot.
Ooh, one last zinger for the road! The last scene I actually really love. It's just Clark Kent putting on his famous glasses and getting a job at the Daily Planet. And I also like that Lois knows he's Superman right away, so we don't have to sit through scenes of her slowly figuring out who he really is in the sequel. But that's the end of the movie, and well, it's not bad. I mean, it's definitely not great. But it's not a 50%. I'll give it that. It's not a 50%. It's fun, it's entertaining, and it's cool to watch. Unfortunately, this film gained a massive and, in my opinion, undeserved hate following. And even more unfortunately for DC, that hate continued as they released more movies. But you know, it seems we're out of time today. So I'll see you in the next episode where we're gonna be talking about the second movie in the DC Cinematic Universe, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like and share it with your friends. Show all your buddies my awesome 10 out of 10 videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have